In this video, we are going to see the configuration of TACACS Plus in Commando Marshall C3500 series routing switch. For that, configure terminal, then AAA new model, then AAA authentication login, let us create the name TAC login. You can have any name as per your choice. Then TACACS Plus and local. Then AAA authorization, execution, default TACACS Plus, then AAA accounting, execution, default, start, stop, TACACS Plus, then AAA accounting commands, default TACACS Plus, and then we can define a TACACS server. Let us say we are having a TACACS Plus server having IP address 10.10.10.2. So for that, TACACS Plus server host 10.10.10.2. port, any of the port number you define. Let us say I want to have 1234. Key commando to get to that server. Then we can have, let us say, interface ETH-0-9, and this interface we are already given an IP address 192.168.1.2/24. Then we will go to any of the lines. Let us say line VTY 07, and we have to give the login authentication, TAC login, so name we have given, and privilege level, four. Then privilege no line password. Then we also can have the username and password. Username admin. Then we can have this privilege 4, which is the highest privilege level, and then secret commando. So after doing all this configuration, you have to just give the command show AAA status. So AAA status is enabled now, and the TACACS server host defines the IP address of TACACS Plus server host. If the source interface or the source IP address is specified, the packet transmitted will be use the related IP addresses. The packet transmit will use that IP address as a source IP address. So for that, configure terminal. So if I have given one TACACS Plus source, let us say I want to have this also 10.10.10.10, and I want to use some different port number, let us say 555, key commando 1. So I can TACACS Plus server host. So if I want to change the host, I have to give the or another host 10.10.10.10 and port 555, key commando 1. So this way, if I say show TACACS So you can see the TACACS servers which I have created with the port numbers. We can also have the isolate group set, the isolate group of the interface. The port in the same isolate group can now communicate with others. So the port in different isolate group should not be affected by this feature. The isolate group can only be configured on the physical port of link aggregation. So for that, configure terminal, interface ETH-0-1, port isolate, group, any group number, so from 1 to 16, let us say 4, and port isolate mode to set the isolation mode. So for that, exit from this interface configuration, port isolate mode all. So show port isolate group L2. Group 12. So this is the isolate group which we have created. This port isolate command to enable unidirectional isolation. This unidirectional isolation cannot co-work with the isolated group on the same interface. So authentication verifies users before they are allowed to access the network or network services. System can use AAA authentication methods or non-AAA authentication methods. This TACACS plus authentication is one of the AAA authentication method. Communication is secure and encrypted over TCP port 49. TACACS plus is a distributed client server system that secures network against unauthorized access. So TACACS is widely used protocol in the network environment. It is commonly used for embedded network devices such as router, modems, servers, switches, etc. TACACS plus clients run on a support of a router or a switches. So clients send the authentication request to a central TACACS plus server which contains all user authentication and network service access information. It allows a remote access server to forward a user logon password to a authentication server to determine whether access can be allowed to a given system. Authentication verifies a user before they are allowed access to the network or networking devices. System can use AAA authentication method, non-AAA authentication method. The TACACS plus authentication is one of the AAA authentication method, and it is distributed client server system that secures network against the unauthorized access of the switches or the networking hardware which you are having. TACACS plus is widely used protocol in the networking environment, and this TACACS plus authentication is widely used protocol because it is used for embedded network devices such as router, modem, server, switches, and TACACS plus clients run on support router and switches. So clients send the authentication request to central TACACS plus server, and which contain all other authentication and network services access information. So this way you can configure TACACS plus in COMMANDO C3500 series switches. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you.